What's up, people?
Welcome to this week's installment of the Coach and the Disconnector. To my wonderful right is Coach Cabrera. And I am, of course, Brandy the Disconnector. Welcome to
I
the
think
show.
hard about that thing.
Huh?
I want to get it right.
So we hope everybody is having an absolutely wonderful week. And if it's not a great week, hopefully we can put some positivity into your life, make you smile and laugh, and just reflect on some things, let some things go, and keep it pushing, keep it growing, keep it flowing, man. So this week we are talking about minding your mind, and we have two spectacular guests in the house this fine evening. The one and only Laura Cabrera, and she is a mental health advocate as well as somebody who is living what she's sharing with people. And of course, we have the beautiful Ebony Willis in the house, also known as Joy Nettie, and she is a trauma specialized life coach as well as an influencer, and she's just a very lovely individual inside and out. So you guys are going to get to meet these two ladies and have a conversation with us. Definitely be in the comments letting us know what's on your minds, how you're feeling, your thoughts on the subject matter we're going to be covering this fine evening. And
Comments.
Yes, definitely participate. We want y'all's full influence here. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know your experiences. So be sure to comment, join in, and we're actually going to have a show very soon that we're going to go ahead and drop the link. So if you want to come on here and speak your piece and be seen and heard, as Carrie like to say, you're going to get that chance. And we're going to start doing that at least once a month. So y'all be ready for that. Be ready to participate. Be ready to join in and just share and love, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Hello.
So, Carrie.
Hi, Tiffany.
How you doing, Sister Queen?
I'm doing amazing. I am doing absolutely amazing. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. This week I had the chance to experience that unnatural peace that God bestows on us, where we are perfectly aligned with the things that He has in store for us. So I found out on Tuesday via circuitous manner. Circuitous. I can't pronounce that word. Circuitous. Anyways, I found out on Tuesday that and the way that we all found out was unexpected, but because I've accepted things for what they are currently, it wasn't unexpected. It was a learning experience. This whole process that my family has gone through, and I don't know what's going on now. All I know is I've removed myself from the current buildup that's currently going on that I know is going on. And it's not because I don't love everybody. Because when I do the things that I do, it's not when I'm emotional. I take time to take a few hours a day, however long it takes, to come down from the emotion before making any serious decisions.
Right.
And I found when I do that, I think more clearly in the decisions that I make. I know I'm going to stick to. In this case, I've chosen to let a few people go. I don't know if it's temporary. I don't know if it's for the remainder of some people's lives. I don't know yet. I'm just going with what I know I need to do right now.
Yeah.
And most people would say that's selfish. Well, when you understand the people that you connect with and help and grow with and just get out of your own way with, it's worth it. It's worth the temporary discomfort of not talking to people that you absolutely love, but being that certain things are going on, and certain mindsets are held or had or believed in, you can't participate in the melee, so to speak.
Right.
So that's been my week. It's been peaceful. It's been productive. It's been busy as all hell, but it's been wonderful all at the same time. Even the low points. I've had a couple of low points this week because who doesn't? But it's because I was thinking about things that either haven't come yet or I can't control.
Right.
So I did a carry and just decided to focus on the present. And presently I'm here with y'all about to have an amazing conversation about mental health.
Yes. And having a suave evening.
Yes.
Only that was right on time. Was that not right on time?
Suave evening, Brother King.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go back and watch the replay, and I'm gonna hashtag replay right at that very moment. What's going on, Tiffany?
Come on now, Carrie.
You said that some people consider it selfish, but it's what you need to do now. I have learned to translate me being selfish or someone else being selfish. I translate that into me just making my own decisions. Like it doesn't matter what that decision is. I control the decisions I make. You control the decisions you make. And it doesn't matter if you want to label it selfish or not. Either way it goes, it's still my decision. So what makes a greater decision of me making a decision to be humble versus selfish is still me acting in my own power. That's what's most important, is to realize we have it.
And I've gotten too many reminders, especially the last couple of weeks, that this space right here is where my focus needs to be. This stuff going on over here is going to continue to go on. This stuff over here is going to continue to go on. Those people and those things are probably still going to be there in 5 years when you and your family are complete, still growing, but complete at that point, and at a position that if you choose to, and again, this is a big if, because it will just depend on where I am as a person with my patience, my ability not to take things personally, and this is why I love my coach. My coach is Lauren Michaels Harris. If y'all have never heard of him, go look him up. He's amazing. But the very first thing he had me do was study the book, The 4 Agreements.
Okay.
So always doing your best, never making assumptions, always be impeccable with your word. And Carrie, what's the other one that I'm missing?
I don't know.
I literally just said it a second ago.
I do.
But that I didn't realize it had sunk in.
Right.
Because I've been listening to the book at least once a week, like the whole book, as I'm moving through the house, working on different projects. Today I was organizing the house, but I've just been I didn't realize it had sunk in until I realized I'm living the principles. I'm living the agreements. And this is why it's important that sometimes you don't need to fully understand everything before you still start the process and go with it anyways. Because you never know what's thinking when you're intentional. Your subconscious is a mofo, man.
You know, what came up for me is a lot of times I found myself being stuck in the process of seeking something rather than enjoying searching. And when you stop and just clean and declutter and do stuff like that, for me, it's like that for me too. Like, it's just this feeling of like, it's almost like I'm getting a Swiffer and cleaning my insides, and like things that's been down in that corner for a long time and I just need to get rid of. I can be cleaning my house and sweeping and having a great time but crying at the same time. You know, this is like,
and we do that all the time. We would laugh while we cry. Just let it.
It is so good. Yeah. So I think
you feel bipolar in the moment, or manic depressant is what I believe they call it now.
But as long as you feel, as long as you feel,
yeah. Correct. So that's been my experience this week, and I'm glad to share it. I'm living what I'm speaking as well. Have been for a while, but it's not often that I allow people close enough to actually see how I move. Right. And speaking of which, I've created a Vitally community, y'all. So if y'all want to get connected with that, I'll drop the link in the comments a little bit later. It's called the Disconnector Sector. And basically all I'm doing is sharing more of myself with people that actually want to know the real, full-on Brandy the Disconnector. Because, like, holy crap, y'all just get a piece every week.
Now she got that. She built that thing so she can go in there and cuss.
Man, I cuss right here, damn it.
I just you so hesitate now. She was kind of like, okay, maybe a little. I'm just.
Oh my God! By the way, my God! If you guys missed Carrie's live yesterday with the words The words, the words, the words.
The
You guys
words.
need to go check that out. It was freaking amazing. I was mad I was driving when she decided to go live. But guys, it's time to bring in our wonderful guest. So let's just jump on into it.
Let's go.
Welcome, beautiful sisters.
Hi.
Guys, welcome. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining us this fine evening. How are you two?
Good.
Doing good. Doing good.
Yes. So what's been your major lesson so far this week? Let's start with Ebony down there. Oh, and of course, introduce yourself so the audience know who we dealing with, man.
Hi. Okay. My name is Ebony Willis, but I go as Joy Nettie, trauma coach. So I do trauma coaching. And so I guess for me this week, did you say this week?
This week.
This week. Wow. So this week actually has been a bit challenging for me. I don't know if you guys know, but I think you did know because you guys has reached out to me about my mom passing and things like that a couple of months ago. But out of nowhere, sometimes I just have my low moments and I have my times where I have to pick myself back up and things like that and get going. And I think this week was a good test for me. So I had to just kind of buckle down and do some studying and get back into doing my videos and things like that. But I love the support that all you guys give me. So it definitely helps. But, you know, as I go through my trauma coaching and I help people with their depression and things like that, I also have to remember that I'm human as well. And I go through my own ups and downs also. And, you know, it's nothing wrong with that. But this week has been a good challenge for me, I'm going to say, which is good because it makes me remember the things that I kind of tend to forget as I'm busy moving through life and things like that, you know. So it kind of gets me back to regrounding. And I stumbled across a video that I watched and it spoke about your life's purpose and things like that. So it kind of really grabbed me, and it was one of the things that, where is it? To have like no judgment about your life and no expectations and the need to not want to worry about tomorrow. And those were some things that I was so thankful that I stumbled across again because it meant so much to me. You know, I said, okay, it's time to buckle down and regroup. But it's been a challenging week, but it's been an awesome learning week as well.
Beautiful. How about you, Laura?
I've had an amazing week, actually. I've had a great week. I've had a week of connecting with my tribe. It's been very healing, you know, for me. Being able to communicate and express myself and just interact with my tribe has been, wow, it's been amazing. It made me feel really good and just feel one with the world.
I absolutely love that because I remember a time that like you felt like the world was against you when I first met you, and you had just finally come out. You're like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna get out of my own way. I'm gonna change something because I'm tired of feeling like this. And yo,
You know, when you're bringing up the feeling of like the world being against you, I had to come to grips with the fact that even though I can get through that, I still may have moments that I feel that way. Yeah. Even in the best day ever, everything going wrong, sometimes we just kind of, whoop, wait a minute. But it still happens. You know, it's just the bounce back is so much better once you build up the tools, just like Ebony had that memory come up because she had already built up the reservoir of support for herself by previous practices that she had engaged in. So it's just it never goes away. It's just that the bounce back is just like that. It's just simultaneous once you start to really realize you need to get through it.
Yeah, that's so true. Because like I said, after that major meltdown that I had a few weeks ago, it was like I didn't even know where these heavy ass emotions were coming from for real.
Yep.
But like I would
Right.
I was just having one of them moments. Like I was just upset about
Yeah.
everything. Like I blinked too long. I'm so sad about it.
No! No!
I was
I will not blink again!
I'm
I
like,
was so upset with life. And it's like I was upset, and then it seemed like everything was going wrong because my husband and I were going to go out to eat that night, and I was like, if somebody catches an attitude or brings me the wrong order, or anything goes wrong right now, I'm going to lose my shit. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to go home.
Anyone that has ever watched the Coaching the Connector knows that if Brandy's in a bad mood, the worst thing she could ever do is go out to eat.
Go out.
Right. I don't know. You know what? I think I got it from my father. I have an emotional attachment to food. I do. You mess up my food, you gonna mess up my whole day. And I'm gonna be very upset about it.
We all have it. We all have that thing.
But that night, I ordered Chipotle, and they completely effed the order up. And I wasn't even upset that my order was messed up, right? I was upset that my husband's food was effed up. On top of it all, I came home, I ordered it, it showed up, I looked at it, I was like, why? This isn't hard. This isn't hard. I almost put a hole in the wall and everything. Like, I had a full-on meltdown. And to the person from the outside looking in, you would think I was just upset about food. But it wasn't that. I was upset about how inconsiderate our fellow human beings can sometimes come off. I was upset about the fact that, like, you can't just go have a good meal anymore. You gotta hope that they're gonna get your meal right. You're gonna have to hope that they don't have a bad attitude, because you can't control what these corporations are doing to these workers. You wish you could.
That is the truth.
I'm fighting real hard to get into a position that when I am an employer, and I will be, I'm going to treat my employees like extended family, like human beings, not numbers, not people that help the company make money, people that contribute and also receive something from me as an employer. Most people don't have that mentality, and I'm an alien for even thinking it's possible, but I know it's possible. But I got off topic. After my meltdown, next day, it was like, okay, what's next?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta
put it out.
Like a duck. You getting out the water.
Like my poor husband, y'all. My husband was like, you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. He ran the Panda Express for me, and he grabbed 2 pizzas while he was at it too. He was like, it's just food. It's just food.
He's sitting in the driveway talking about, Lord.
Oh, man. I understand why I had that meltdown, because it mentally, physically, and spiritually prepared me for the moves that I had to make this week in order to solidify my mental well-being for the things to come.
You had to make room.
Exactly. It was worth it. Did it feel bad in the moment? Was it crazy? Absolutely. But it was necessary, because I know that if I had experienced some of the things that I've experienced in the last couple of weeks that based around my kinfolk, I'd probably be in somebody's mental institution right now, to be honest. To be perfectly honest. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I've never been committed under any circumstance, but I have people in my family that have been from one time or another. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes that's what we need. But luckily, I'm at a point in my life with all this stuff hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like,
yeah.
That's all you got.
Right. It seems to all come at once.
Yeah.
And that's the point. When it all comes at once, it's strengthening you for what you're about to go into next. Yeah. And that's why I say again, it's important to understand there's a bigger play in the works.
Absolutely.
When you get it from all sides, and it seems like the shit's all that's available for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna look back at that time and be like,
Yeah.
it was worth it.
Yeah.
I think
So how about
that's
y'all?
a big part about it too, that you get to see the lesson that was inside of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because some people get so stuck in it, you know, and they don't know how to get out of it. They stay there. They stay stuck there. So I think that's really good that you get to, you know, it's great when you can see the lesson that is in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most definitely. So we all have a similar experience in common in the fact that we had things we had to confront, right? Laura and I were talking before we came on. We were talking about speaking the secrets. Now, not on a public platform like this. You don't. You can if you want to, but I wouldn't condone like throwing everything out there on this platform. Like I tell you what's going on without naming names and giving specifics. But some
Unless
people
you
lay it
want to
all
put
out
them
there.
on blast, and if you want to put them on blast, put them on. Just saying.
I'm just saying too, but I like my peace too much. So sometimes I'm just like, it's not worth it. But speaking those secrets, whether it's on a platform like this or whether it's with somebody that you find that is also in a similar situation or just in a place that they're ready to grow. How important was speaking those secrets for you guys with people that you could trust to work these things out?
Um, Talking to people that have gone through similar things as you, it
Right.
and you're able to like learn from each other, and you're able also like to explain to each other. Like for instance, if you've been through something, you're able to go explain to somebody what you already been through, and it helps them go through it and think, wow, yeah, I didn't think about it that way, you know, and it actually makes them, you know, be able to get through it, because you're, you know, it's like how to explain that, you know, how do I explain it?
It's like finding a comrade. It's like
Yes.
you go through portions of your life thinking you're the only one that's experienced this and feel the way that you feel about it. Because I tell you what, it took me a long time to realize I'm just different from a
Yeah.
lot of people. Not better, not worse, just different. And some of us embrace that different, and some of us fight that different in order to be normal. I couldn't be normal if I effing tried, damn it. That's that. That's not trying to be
If there
normal.
is a normal, right?
Right. Normal's
It really
overrated.
is.
It doesn't exist, just like
Right.
perfect doesn't exist.
Right.
Finding somebody to talk to, like a support, is like to help me a lot. Like I was saying, being able to connect with my tribe, and have create a support system has actually made me really happy, and I feel like connected to the world again. Whereas before, you know, within that depression, within that, I didn't feel connected to the world, and it feels so good to be able to like reach out to people when I'm struggling, or not even when I'm struggling, when I'm having a good day, and just reach out or learn things from new people, from the people in my tribe. That has helped me tremendously, and if it's, I'm happy. It makes me feel happy.
Yes.
I say. I say.
You, Ebony, how did you go
Yeah.
about finding your support system and building your tribe?
I think it's definitely necessary. It's definitely what helped me also. When you start to build that trust of knowing that first, you have to come to that acknowledgement that there is a problem. Because some people like to kind of try to act like there's nothing going on, and you know, if I do say it's something going on, I might feel weird or I might get judged, you know. Um, so I think then once you find a safe place where you can feel safe enough to interact and let somebody know what you're going through, then that's kind of where it all begins, and all of that. It's like you're setting yourself free, you know. You can feel that sense of comfort where you can definitely you can count on someone that's not going to judge you, somebody that's not going to make you feel bad for what you're going through, or tell you to something like, oh, just get over it, like, you know, or don't worry about that, or you know, that doesn't matter, or
That
something like
part.
that, you know. Yeah, it's so I think when you start to build that tribe, and you have that comfort zone, and I think that's huge because it's needed, you know. And that's why I love when people like to start getting into therapy and things like that also. But for me, it was the biggest thing for me was I was able to tell a stranger before I was able to tell anyone else that I really actually knew.
Right.
You know, I don't know why it was like that, but for me,
I know
that's where I
why.
was more comfortable.
Well, I know
Let
why
me
in
know.
my case. I didn't know how to word it in a way that I wouldn't attack somebody.
Yeah. Hmm.
And so I had to speak it aloud so I can hear myself say it, so I can write it down and see it, so I can clearly verbalize what it is that's bothering me and why, without making somebody the bully or the target.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to be able to do that. Honestly, and again, if my emotional state gets too high, I become unable to fully articulate what the issue is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I have to wait until I calm down before I try and articulate. Otherwise, I'll just scream
Yeah.
at you and expect you to understand. And then listen to you like you're crazy when you don't, even though I'm the one being crazy in that moment. But
I also
I
kind of
love
learned
learning
too.
about
Oh, I'm
myself through
sorry.
all this.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I learned about that. What I was mainly concerned with was hurting other people, and not really being concerned with myself. I was really concerned about if I say something or if I do this, somebody else is gonna be hurt, and I don't want somebody else to be hurt, But I think definitely that was one of the things I really had to learn about myself, is that it's okay to put myself first when it's a situation that's hurting me, and not worry about everything else at that moment. And
I
then,
absolutely love that.
so
Thank you
I
for
love that
touching on that,
support
Sid. That
system.
part, that's
Yeah.
so important. But guys, we have reached the part in the show when it's time to bring up the one and only Coach Carrie's segment for the week.
Yay.
So we're going to head into a short commercial break and get into this segment. And when we get back, I'm going to let you guys know that if you're in business or you plan on getting into business, you need to know why it might be in your best interest to join the group Scale to Six Figures. So I'll tell you guys more about that when we get back from our break. Stick around. What is my budget? I'm playing with
Hurry
my
up,
budget.
Randy! Hurry up, Tony! Come on!
I was thinking, as always, about the lighting in the house. So I came inside, the light in the living room was on, the light in the kitchen, and the light above the table was on. Because it's a dim day outside. And I hadn't opened the blinds or anything because I knew it was a dim day. And, it's not like the sun would be bright or whatever. And I stopped to think about it. I'm like, why do we not honor the sun just as much on the days when we can't see it as when we can see it?
Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not still there. Yet we don't bother opening the blinds, and we don't bother going outside, and we don't bother commenting on the brightness still of the day.
So now, all of the lights in the house are off, and all of the blinds are open, and it is beautiful. And the light is perfect. The lighting is absolutely perfect. On this cloudy day where the sun still exists, it's still there. It's still providing light, and through so much, it still provides light for us. And I honor that.
It's easy to honor the sun on a sunny day when it's beaming down on us and we're seeing it so bright and warm and, almost more tangible, even though it still isn't. But on a cloudy day, to honor the sun, I want to honor the sun every day. And even when the sun is out, I honor the clouds. It's all a part of my experience, and it all is matter. So on this beautiful cloudy day, I'm honoring them both.
I just had an out of body experience. What the hell, Carrie? How dare you make me think that deeply?
Well, I had to do it. I had to do it. Yeah, I had a good time.
Man, that was like a meditative session, except for it involved reading.
Yeah, and I thought about doing it without the words, but I wanted to make sure people could hear the words because I did different sound effects with the voices. And it was a little muffled, but I liked it that way. I didn't want to fix the sound. I just wanted to add the words.
It's perfectly imperfect. And that's what I absolutely love about everything that you do. Yeah. So, as I was mentioning before we headed into a break, I myself, I'm not going to give specific numbers. I'm just going to say 5 figures. The things that I've learned from this young lady, Jay Nicole, in the group Scale to 6 Figures has helped my husband and I put ourselves in a position that at any time, if we need it, we have high 5 figures available for investments, for emergencies, whatever comes up because of what I've learned in that group. So if you are in business and you have not yet learned what business credit is, how to establish it in order to put yourself in a position to get funded, I strongly suggest that you join the group Scale to 6 Figures. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. Let us scroll below so you guys know exactly where to go. And the only thing you need to do, you don't got to answer the questions if you don't want to answer the questions to enter the group. But please do us a favor and agree to the group rules and come in here, grab your notebooks, be ready to learn, be ready to apply, and be ready to grow because, oh my gosh, the receipts I've seen in that group. I'll tell you what. I'll give you one instance. One of the credit cards that we have has no limit.
Wow.
Wrap your head around that real quick.
Just real fast, like
no set limit. If you know what that means, stop playing and go get your ass in this group. It's amazing. So, y'all, one thing that I was thinking about earlier is, like, what is it that makes us want to protect the people that contributed to our hurt that we, once we grow up, we had to work out of? What is it that makes us want to protect the people that initiated the hurt that we had to work our way through? when we got old enough to realize, okay, this is my responsibility to fix.
Can I? Well, I'll let y'all go first. We have guests.
Be our guest. I'm sorry.
Joy Natty, we'll start with you.
Okay. I think it kind of takes me back to thinking about that feeling of not protecting yourself when you want to protect someone else, and you don't look at yourself as being worthy of enough to be protected. And then we kind of, there's so many people that love their abusers, and they don't want any harm to come to them. They don't want them to get in trouble for anything. They want to protect them over protecting themselves. And I think that that's very common. You see with a lot of trauma, especially. But I think that has a big part of it, that we don't yet know our self-worth and know that we are important and that we matter in the situation. And I think it comes with a lot of the healing process.
Right.
But I think it's very common also. I see it a lot. I went through it myself. It's just something where you kind of feel like I don't really matter in this situation. I want to kind of protect or hide, this thing that's going on.
Do you
It's
think it comes out of
definitely a
a
mental thing.
Indirect self-preservation? Because in some cases, our abusers are people that are our parents or people that look after us, right? And I want to touch on this comment that Janisha just said. Usually those people are our families and the ones who are supposed to protect us. And that right there is what just brought up this thought. Do you think in some cases, it's a subconscious way to protect ourselves because of the unknown? Like, as a kid, most of us learn that you call 911, they're going to come deal with your parents, but then you also find out about things like foster care systems and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, especially at a young age like that, depending on how we were raised, are scared of the unknown, and strangers, compared to the evil that we know, might be less preferable. But then there are people that go ahead and take a chance, like, I can't do this anymore, I'm a tail.
Yeah, it's true. And a lot of abusers, they use scare tactics. If you tell this is going to happen, or if you say something bad's going to happen to the family, and so that it's a terrible cycle. But I think definitely that's why it's so important to get that safety comfort zone where you feel safe enough to tell somebody and reach out and know that it's so important. But it's sad because when someone is stuck in it for so long, they kind of just take that with them through life,
Right.
and it becomes to show up in everything, where you don't stand up for yourself at work, you don't stand up for yourself at school, you don't get that sense of being, to know that you're important.
It's so true. That's so true.
I think a lot of times also, like, in my experience, I have like verbalized whatever a situation to somebody in my family, and they pretty much say, no, that's not true, it doesn't exist, that's not, you're seeing things that's not real, that's not really happening, they put that, and you're like, you already telling them what's going on, and they don't believe you, so you feel invalidated. And then at the same time, it makes you feel more depressed, because you're trying to say, hey, this is happening to me, and you guys are ignoring the fact that this is really happening. It's right here, it's happening. I'm not crazy. You're actually saying to me that I am crazy because I'm actually saying the truth, but you're not validating it. So that happens in families a lot,
Right.
and it makes you depressed because you're not crazy,
Right.
Not even a little bit. And that's the part too. I've always been the oddball, so to speak. And I didn't understand why I was the oddball for a very long time. And I still don't quite understand. But being that I embrace my oddities at this point. Because when you're normal, or you strive to be normal, you get normal people shit.
Yep.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but what's considered normal, average, mediocre, passable to me, I feel like this life I've been blessed with, I have no right whatsoever to live down here
Right.
when I'm capable of doing great things.
Right.
Yeah.
So I embrace sometimes being the outcast of the family, and it's not the whole family. Like, I got family that they love me for what I am, who I am, where I'm at. And I have some family that's like, must be nice.
Yeah.
And we all have those folks, right? We all have them folks that you're like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be a contributing member to this here family.
Mhm.
And y'all keep treating me like, because I deem myself worthy of better things,
Mhm.
that I think I'm better than you. I'm not better
Right.
than you. I'm better than the shit that you accept.
Right.
And that has nothing to do with me. I can't fix it for you, and it's not my responsibility to do so. And so we move into this part of things. Our healing is our responsibility. When
Yes.
that clicked,
100%.
when that clicked with you, what was the first thing that you did with that aha?
Eureka.
Yeah. That's right.
Who gonna answer it first?
Yeah.
What's the
Go
question?
ahead.
You want to go?
What's the first
Jump
thing
in
you
there.
did when you finally understood that your healing was your responsibility?
When you're healing your responsibilities, you're free from all that toxicity around you. You know what I'm saying? You're able to step in and say, you know what, I'm taking responsibility for my part, and you free yourself from them. You know, you free yourself from that, and you walk into your truth, and you start like shedding all this stuff that you learned, and you just take your responsibility for who you are, for your things, because you can't control them. You can't control the atmosphere or anything. You can control you looking forward, moving forward. There's no going back anymore. There's none. It's only forward.
That's right.
That's something that I've heard a lot. Once you know something, you can't unknow it.
Can't unring the bell. Yeah.
Right.
It's
How
true.
about you, Ebony?
I kind of got myself right into therapy. That wasn't something that was in my household at all. Wasn't something big in my community. I kind of knew, okay, I need to take a little extra step here, and I kind of got myself right into therapy, and because once again, it took me so long to understand that was my responsibility, and for so long I ignored it, and just kind of was just like, I don't need this, there's nothing going on, that type of thing. But definitely got myself right into therapy, and started working on myself, starting to understand that I can take care of myself now. I don't have to take care of everybody else and everybody around me. I don't have to worry about who's going to be upset, who's going to believe me, anything like that. So I think it's definitely a big aha moment, because it's time for you to nurture yourself and make sure that you're okay, but yeah.
Yeah, when you live in that blame,
awesome.
when you live in that blame, you're living in pain. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's pain.
yeah.
And you're not able to say, you know what, I don't have to live in that no more. I accept it, and I'm moving forward. And
That's right. Yeah.
It's a freedom when you actually like say, you know what, I'm not tied to that anymore. I'm not tied to that. That's their, whatever that belongs to them. They're throwing things at you that doesn't belong to me. That's theirs. Now it's my turn to live in peace and love and move forward.
Yeah.
That's right.
That reminds me of something one of my former coaches said. When they give you lemons, throw them bitches back.
That's right.
Right.
Quote by Dr. Jerry Bobo.
Yeah. I knew soon as you start giggling. That's all we
Yeah. I'm telling you, some of my coaches are absolutely brilliant. Nuts, but brilliant.
It's
And
usually the
I
best.
don't regret the experiences with any of them. And that's what I absolutely love about what we've created here on the Coach and the Disconnector. Because one thing we absolutely 100% believe is that your coach should have a coach. And it's not
That's
because
right. Yeah.
people don't reach a stage in their life that they can do pretty much anything because they've lived so much life and gathered so many skills and made so many connections that they can just do whatever that they truly want to do. But you still always need that person, that guide, that mentor, whoever,
Yeah.
Or
that helps
group.
keep you on an even keel. Or
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Because when you get to that point, it's very easy to believe that you are nearly godlike.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
you always need that person like, yo, bring your ass back down here. You got
Mm-hmm.
shit to do. People are
That's
watching.
right.
Stop it.
That's right.
You can get the ear lock out the ear.
Right.
Your ass over.
Yeah.
So
I think
y'all,
that's why we get these things that happen. You know, like we both kind of said we had a bit of a tough week. You know, it's like sometimes we have to be reminded, like, listen, this is life and we're all living it together. We're all here together. We're all human. You know, we have to keep reminding ourselves sometimes. Sometimes you need that reminder. And I seen something the other day and it was like a meme or something. And, you know, it said something like, the storm is for the strong, you know, and because sometimes you kind of get caught in that, like, why is this happening again? You know, what is going on now? You know, what is this? Like, you know, what is going on? You know, it's like everything was going good and now this, like, you know, but it just was a great reminder. It's like, yes, we need those storms.
It's building your
You know,
strength.
yes, that's right.
Yeah, you
I
do.
think that's just the
That's
universe
so good.
and God reminding us you're never doing this yourself. Remember that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Good stuff.
That part right there, man.
Eva.
Every coach has a coach. Every therapist has a therapist.
Yes,
We
that's
are
right.
all one entity. We all need each other. Love y'all. We love you.
Yes, yes,
We love you too.
yes,
This is one of my road dogs from back in the day.
definitely.
Oh,
Oh,
so she's seen the stages of Carrie. The faces
Girl, listen.
of Carrie.
That when I tell you that Carrie was like I would give her a whooping. She
oh,
needed a whooping.
We all need them kind of road dogs, though.
She need a good old grown whooping. I'm just out there, girl. I'm just out there.
I have a question for you guys, though. As you continue on your personal growth journey and you begin to fully see the vision or the plan for your life as you continue pushing forward, do you find it harder to let people go, especially people that you've known since like grade school, or do you find it easier?
I find it much easier. um,
Yeah.
I think maybe because when I was younger, I've always been emotional anyway. I've always been that, like, my grandmother used to call me the water lily because I always was crying and emotional, you know. But yeah, right. But now, you know, and I never wanted people to be upset with me. I always was I needed to please everybody, you know. But now I have so much love and compassion for myself to where I don't allow people to hurt me any longer. You know, and it took a long time for that, but once I can feel that this is not right for me, I love you from a distance. I will love you forever, but you don't have to be a part of my life.
Right.
You
no
know?
longer have access.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
don't have access to this.
Yeah.
And you know what else I've noticed? It gets easier, and then eventually you don't even have to release, say goodbye, have the conversation because you're living in such a way that they're just like, I ain't even going around her no more.
That's right. That's right.
And it gets to the point where you don't even have to say anything because they just already know.
That
It's
part.
so true.
So, I got
So
another
true.
food story for y'all.
Oh, did you say food?
I said food. I said
Brace
food.
yourself. Brace yourselves.
And this was, well, it's sort of out of way, but anyway. So I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and on my way home, I called my husband. I said, "Babe, you want something to eat?" He said, "Yes." I said, "What do you want?" He said, "Well, we had McDonald's yesterday, so Chick-fil-A or Burger King." I was like, "Cool." So I ended up at Burger King because you know Chick-fil-A is ridiculous ridiculous in the morning. Them lines be forever. Anyway,
Morning, evening, afternoon, every day but Sunday.
right.
Right.
So I ordered some food. They said go wait around, double doors. They ain't come out, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in and see what's going on. Go in. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. What was your order again? So I gave him the order. He put the food in the bag. I put the bag in the car. Got home, looked at it. This ain't right.
Oh gosh.
My hash browns were way overcooked, and I was missing a whole sandwich. I was like, you know what? I got time today, and I didn't cause a stink. I didn't go in with an attitude or anything. I walked in. I was like, yo, I understand. Y'all understand. Y'all
Scared.
over here. I'm sorry, but my order isn't right, and it's my fault. I didn't check the bag before I left. So he was like, yeah, no worries, my bad. I'm sorry. What was your order again? And I gave him the order. He's like, I'm gonna just remake the whole thing, okay? I was like, sure, no problem. And I think the woman sitting behind the cashiers, behind the cash register is like, shit, nothing. What's wrong with this shit? She ain't even mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all. The experience entertained me and let me learn something. Like, just remember that human beings. These people are doing their best. Sometimes their best isn't even average, but their best is their best.
Yeah.
Your best is what you happen to be doing right then. Because otherwise, it's just a decision. That's all it is. It's just a decision. It's just one decision after another decision after another decision. But we get so caught up in the other people making decisions about what they're doing that we lose focus of the decisions we can be making about what we're doing.
Right.
And if we just focus on making a decision to be happy, not to be bothered, to move on, to grow, to expand, we don't have time to decide what are they thinking, what are they saying, what are they going to do. There's no time.
And the crazy part is, while the young man was, not ringing me up because I'd already paid, but he was telling me, he is like, without saying it in so many words, he's like, I appreciate your understanding because, like, I literally had a customer in here that called me a bitch ass N-word.
Oh my gosh. Ay.
This is the kind of stuff that they're dealing with. And so I appreciate that maybe you're not going to do your best because your best is not seen by those that come in here every day.
Right.
But for me, they did their best. My order, it didn't get done right the first time around, but they didn't say, well, that's your problem. You already took the food out of here. They said, our bad, let us fix it. And I appreciate that. If more people would do that, we have a better world. When more people do that, we will have a better world.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes.
customer service can be kind of tough.
It's my Popeye story.
Yeah. No Popeyes. No. Look, no.
I've learned customer service can be pretty tough. Yeah. Sometimes you just never know what that person might have had before you, who might have cursed them out or whatever, or boss could have yelled at them, anything, it can be really hard sometimes.
Yes, it can. They may have clocked in and got sidetracked, and the rest of the day, their attitude is, this is the day I quit. So when you talk to them, they really don't care about you. They're just trying to come back tomorrow,
That's right. It's true.
Yeah, but that's not the person that comes in to buy's problem. You have to keep your thing,
Yeah.
Yep.
Coach Trey said, I'm with Carrie, no Popeyes.
You gotta keep your game face on. No Popeyes.
I
kind of want to hear this Popeyes
story.
What?
I said I had an amazing experience with Popeyes last week.
Oh, well, good, girl. Let's just sit in that. Let's stay there.
Ladies, we have actually reached the end of our show this evening, and I want to once again take some time to thank you guys for coming out, sharing, and being completely open with us, and just thank you. just thank you for being yourselves. Thank you for being willing to share. Thank you for being willing to contribute to somebody else's healing. It's not said enough. It's not acknowledged enough that we are out here seeking those who are seeking us. And so we're on platforms like this, trying to make ourselves more visible. So you know that, like, you're not in this alone. We are here. We're not here to charge you $8,000 for some bullshit coaching.
APDA on the way.
Shout out to New York.
We're here to love on you until you love yourself and beyond.
Yes.
Now, with that being said, do you ladies have any final closing thoughts you'd like to leave our audience with this fine evening?
Yes, I love you guys. Thank y'all for coming on. Like, I love you.
And love on yourself. Love on yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Self-love.
Self-love. That's right.
How about you,
Laura?
for
having me.
Thank you for having
me.
Definitely.
And of course, once you make your way on to the Coach of the Disconnector one time, you welcome anytime. So
thank you. I love it. Thank you.
Yes. So guys, we actually have the one and only Prince Mike Carroll joining us next week. If y'all ain't ready, you better get ready, damn it. That's all I gotta say about my brother. Get ready. So with that, y'all, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Definitely tune in. Next week is going to be hot fire. Spitting hot fire like Dylan, and
Go Chanel.
All right, y'all. We love you. Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.